Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to another. It's a view. Is it a quick view? Is it a junk view? A particular manufacturer out there has really been blurring the lines between those two because they've been offering increasingly better product while not putting the price through the roof. And lately, the price of everything has been going through the roof. So, I would like to say a couple things here at the initiation. One being this has to be the most requested test that this channel has done to date. I have received countless requests on Instagram, in comments, tagged in stuff, you name it. The Injora, I think the ad copy says silicon, and they clearly mean silicone. Silicon would be very hard. And the other thing is, most requested, one. Number two, I am trying to absolutely keep the expectations low. Because obviously, something in the style of a 3D printed insert, very firm this way, compliant this way, we don't have to worry about water. This is what we're all looking for. Now, that said, Injora does certainly appear to have gone the Proline route with this, in that I believe this insert is designed for Injora tires specifically. The Clerm and the Pro Comp. Because what I did is I pulled these out of the package, I sniffed them. They smell super weird. There's an herb smell to them. Very odd. Anywho, I tried them in a number of tires here. And they don't really fit anything except for the Injora tires. And as we know of 3D printed inserts, and we will treat this objectively as a 3D printed insert, they're kind of specific. 110 by 37. That should be a number that pops into your head if you've seen some installments of this recently, as close as I could get to measuring this internally. We're looking at 110 by 33 is about where I got. So they're pushing the sidewall out a little bit here in the middle. I do have a little bit of hope because this shoulder, I believe that this part of the tire is a part that does a lot of work right there at that shoulder. And we've got that tucked shoulder because the center rib of this is only 21 millimeters wide. So it's going to be in pretty tight. I have a couple mounted. Here is a mounted... Does it make the noise? This is open cell. I mean, you can... Yeah. Now, on the bench, these feel durable because see that center row of the rectangles? You can't collapse that row. The way they work, when this compresses, that part actually gets bigger. So we have kind of learned to discard bench feel. 117 by 40. That is with the foam. That is with this boy. $118 a millimeter. That's really nothing. By 41.5, almost 42. So the fat part there does push the sidewall out a little bit. But we have thought that these could benefit from a bit of sidewall support. The drawback of the open cell single stage. Foam, 144. Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere. 143 when I angle it this way. Yeah, that doesn't show up at all. You're gonna have to trust me. 143 grams with this boy installed. 207. So yeah, this insert is 70 grams dead. So putting one of these in there is akin to the older Injora dual stage with the rubber inner. It was almost like adding wheel weights because they were so heavy. So picking up 70 grams. Oh, yeah, I weighed one of these earlier. They weigh 4 grams. So picking up 66 grams a wheel just by installing foam. I'm all right with that. The fitment in this, which you will see, I left one mounted specifically for purposes of this. So, aluminum ring. Got the foam. And, I mean, why the expectations are moderated as much as possible, as the Pro Comp has shown to be the tire that has the best tire to foam relationship of pretty much anything OE we've tested. Like, most times any failing of a tire straight out of the package isn't because the foam is aggressively hard or what. It's that combination of factors. The foam has to fit. It has to be the right density to complement the tire. It all goes together, and these really, really work with these. So, the expectations, the hopes should be remarkably high, but Injora, in their ad copy, says blue inserts for vehicles up to 4 kg and red inserts for vehicles up to 8 kg. And I had been like, what? And hoped against hope that was a typo. Channel member and supporter whose screen name I believe the other sock, was thinking the same thing that I was at the same time I was thinking it, but were more proactive about it, reached out, contacted Injora, and Injora said, yeah, 8.8 pounds for the blue ones and 17.6 pounds for the red ones. Injora, what are you doing? So, as we know, our day-to-day test vehicle baseline is barely 6 pounds, maybe. He is sub 3 kilos. And this is a tire, much like the KLR, like the fake KLR, the Clerm that came before it. A tire that is really dependent on that foam to tire relationship, even more than some others. So, we are going to be sacrificing compliance almost certainly, as we're nowhere near 4 kilos. We're over a kilo shy of that. Let's clean up our bubble juice mess. And, like, to get this little bit of deflection, I mean, when I do this, it feels like, we can tell that there's something 3D printed-esque in there. But let me grab a fake tusk. This has a 3D printed insert end. The amount of force to do that is next to nothing. Like, just setting the wheel down, we get a little bit of deflection. We are not getting deflection. So my hope is this. The Canyon favorite, before the introduction of reticulated polyethylene foam, is the double bun, which is just right here on the hook, is a hair bun. And these do not compress. These do not deflect. They are in here, right here. Like, that feels very similar to that. So that gives us a glimmer of hope. We got to backtrack that a little. That 17.6 pounds, I desperately hoped that it was a typo of 4 pounds and 8 pounds. Because 4 kilo, here in the Canyon fleet, you can count on one hand the number of vehicles that are above 4 kilo. No one is getting close to 8 kilo. and we've got a TRX 6. So I don't know. Hopes tempered. Hiding behind that, are the hopes high? Well, yeah. I have said it before. I will say it again. I don't want anything to fail, right? We want things to be good. We want things to be good, better, and best. So at very least, we want something to be good. Now, I have, especially as of recent, a fair significant amount of wheel time on this particular tire. And I have lauded it for how good this is and how much forward drive it has. And this tire scored a... Look, I'm keeping notes now. A 95.7 on the Quickview for the Injora Pro Comp. Because the forward drive stuff was so good. What's the one bad score? Side hilling. Side hilling should certainly go up. How much will that affect it? Like, what are we sacrificing from these other scores to get to that score? It was a tremendous self-righting tire. Is that going to maintain? Because now the sidewall is very hard. Speculation has its time and its place, and that time and place is not here nor now. Now is the time to, we got to get one use. We got to get out there, right about over there, and we got to test these on rocks, man. That's what we got to do. In the other part that's not this part, I made a momentary reference to Proline in how their dual stage foam has that big rib in the middle because it is designed to fit Proline wheels, which is, it's bold, I would say, because most people are not going to opt for that. I think making those inserts to fit a flat-topped beadlock ring would have been smarter. I like what they're going with, that V-shape to keep the insert from sliding around, but the industry did not embrace that. So you have an insert that really only works with that particular wheel. And Injora has released an insert that is in a 37 millimeter, well, mounts out to 40 millimeter wide tire. When 47 millimeters wide for a class 2, for a 465, 475 is, in an industry without standards, what I would call the industry standard. So I don't know how well this would work in a typical 465, 475. It's going to be so baggy on the sidewalls, which is going to make the insert slide around on the beadlock ring. I have some thoughts and theories on how to fix that, but we'll arrive at that at a later date. So this is a tire the Injora Pro Comp pulled really high scores across the board, except in side hilling, and 95.7 is not a score to be discounted or taken lightly. So we've nothing to do but see how did it affect it. Moment of silence. I've said it before, we do a 10-step protocol, 10 stations, multiple tests at each station, and I can tell a lot from that first 10 seconds. This is the second pull where we try to get over the little bean here. All right, yeah, it's not going to get it. How are we going to do on the shuttle? If we can cut back shuttle, yeah, okay. I would go so far as to say right about now, I don't really detect a loss of, okay, there's your, watch it kick. There's what a single stage doesn't do. That passenger rear would still be near the ground. So we don't have the mush, but how much mush did we need? Because I am not detecting any loss of forward drive here. In fact, if nothing else, okay, little wide out there. They do act stiff. Am I getting a hairbun vibe? I kind of am, right? Which would be great for us. I think the one possible caveat here with the what are we calling them? I'm going to call them Injora Silicons because that's what they call them. The one potential drawback of the Injora Silicon is how are these going to do at temperature? Everything has kind of responded to temperature except things like foam. Foam doesn't care if it's hot or cold, which is why we're big fans of reticulated polyethylene around here. It doesn't care if it's hot or cold. So how would these do in freezing situations? I have no idea. It's like mid-50s right now. So I and we, by extension, the Royal We by extension, are going to kind of view this as a tire system. This is the Pro Comp with the Injora Silicon. And I think whatever result we get here, I think you could translate almost directly over to the Klurm, the fake KLR. It is so absolutely close right there. Yeah, it is. This is a day, my friends, my compatriots. This is a day where worries, concerns are allayed. I was afraid that we were going to be slippity, bippity, slidey everywhere, and that is not the case. The forward drive in this tire is, if not as good, potentially better than it was on the single stage, which is unthinkable. Unthinkable. And now the silver lining has to show its dark cloud. They are in hand, and you say, well, what dark cloud is that? Oh, we're stuck on a rock over there. There we go. What dark cloud is that? This is a pretty narrow insert, running in a pretty narrow tire. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, hold on, hold the phone. We attempt just a straight cut here. We want to see what happens to driver rear. Oh, that was out of frame brilliance as he was rolling. Baseline is rolling, right? He did a 2.5. And right as he was about to roll onto his lid, I just hit reverse and he did the perfect stunt car rollout on two wheels and just softly back onto his wheels. I feel like the I'm doing like mental scoring here. So we need to hit higher right here, I think. If we come in more about here, what kind of... I came in too high. It is remarkably easy to catch him on rollout. And I think what's happening here is I'm still side hilling like he has open cells in him. And I need to adjust that. Nope, there. I caught it again. We may well be too firm. And that would not be surprising. That would not be surprising. You know, vehicles up to 4 kilograms and we're sub 3. A kilogram is an amount. Yeah. Here is what's crazy. This might be the craziest thing we encounter on this test protocol. I don't think the side hilling has gotten any better. The stability is better. Like here, mid-hill, he is on it, right? Stuck. No tire slumping over to the side. But on the actual weight transfer portion here, let me try. It has not gotten any better. Forward drive has not suffered at all. Now, you know, you come in on something easy and you're right over it. But I wouldn't change the 8.9 that it got before, which is, for a structured insert, wild. All right, the Pro Comps pulled the ledge here successfully, this right here. And, oh! Might have a little bit of dirt in the tread. Oh. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's still there. It's still there. But whatever score it got here, and I can't remember. Oh, no, I take it back. I take it back. I was going to say whatever score it got here before, I would shave a 10th. No, I would not. Okay, that's way too wide right. Oh! Get it. Get there. Oh, man. No, I take it back. Put a 10th on it. Up at a 10th. A little bit of hesitation on the other side of the beast. On this side. That maneuverability, that positionability, that is just better. And because they are structured, it sits just a little bit higher. We've given up some... How to phrase. We've given up very little in the way of compliance, but we've got less squish, and usually squish and compliance are hand in hand. We've given up that squish, but we haven't given up the compliance. So you ride higher, which in some cases better, some cases worse. Every sword is double-edged. It's always give to get. We'll see if that translates to break over here. It does. So now I'm just all in. I am anticipating Celestial Alchemy. You need to give us the good. That's really far left. Really, and got it through. Wow. We got an Owen Wilson moment there. Okay, can we pull the wall here? Yes, we can. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, I'm not, the performance at Slick Rock, the performance at Daphne's, the performance at the Side Hill, we are plus 1/10 at the Beast. Oh man, good grief. It is a manufactured double bun. I would worry about the potential of the future of the double bun. Not that I sell them or make any money off of them. I just happen to recommend them to everyone. Tim Tan inner with a hair bun on the outer. The future of the double bun is currently still secure because the double bun fits a 47 millimeter wide tire. And I think these would be slopping and flopping. What we've got here is we've got that, the relationship. Let's call it the relationship. The foam that came with this tire was very good. Yeah, there's no drop back at all. Soft side could just cement the legacy here. Yeah. So plus, I'm giving it 2/10 at Oblivion and a 10th at the Beast on top of what it had before. So like I said, I'm kind of viewing this as a test of the relationship, of the combo. Because results will certainly... Results will certainly vary with other combinations. And I have no qualms about testing this as a couple, because the Pro Comp is like 26 bucks, 21 bucks for the inserts. So for the cost of something, air quotes, name brand, that's the cost of just the tires. That's the cost of just a set of 3D printed inserts. We are currently at plus 3/10. Whoa! Okay. We might have to go a little more gentle on bumps. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the thing. If you really rocket the bump, wee you are, these will return some energy. You can potentially roll your vehicle, but the thing is, we've got so much forward drive that's even too much bump. That's how much bump you need. A very slight increase in throttle. We didn't need bump at the beast. Basically, if we get over here to where the wall starts interfering via breakover, I think it'll still get it. 0.2. 0.2 here. We are up 0.5. And the steer angle is, I mean, can I do it right here? It might be the tightest turning circle we've got. That's 4 feet outside track to outside track. How's the flop? Ooh, got a little skatey. Oh, I got it real high there. Yeah. Okay. Let's try the wobble. Yeah. Part of me wants to pop on another 1/10 for self-right compared to the open cell, but then I just feel like I'm being overly generous. So with 2 tests remaining, we are 0.5 above how the tire tested initially, which is best thing that's going to happen to me today. Now, I like this time of year. This is a great time of year. Save for the fact that every time I come out here, I have to rake it. Because it's a leafy nightmare. This particular section of dirt here, something about the nature of it. Usually it would have packed in a little bit by now, like what we've got over here. But it has just gotten progressively more and more loose to where it's cocoa powder now. I love that it will just stoppy. We can wheel stand this guy all the way down. Oh, that was bumper in, or I think I might have had it. It's also crazy to me. Oh, we're getting the load test though. Look at that. It shouldn't be, right? Like, moving on a super loose surface like that is about PSI. It's about spreading the load. But these do better than many. Yeah. Okay. I need to, all right. I've got a number. Look at that. You just got to kind of try to maintain forward motion. Yeah. I mentioned it before. If I don't have to get up and turn the vehicle over, something's going right. This tire's, that dirt is loose. That tire's capability now with that insert in it, I mean, if you give it too much throttle, you just dig a hole. That's plus 0.2. We are plus 0.7 with nothing left but the wet. And I mean, I said that I had tempered the expectations. They could not have been this high under any circumstance. So what we do is we hit slick rock again after we're dirty. Oh, look at it clear. If just to clear the tires out a little. Very dirty. Oh, that can't all be falling out of the tires. That's got to be coming out of the body too, right? There's a... Did more dirt come out? All right, we've definitely... So, there it is. Yeah, the surface transition... No. Because this is going straight from... Like, look at all the dirt. This is straight from going from a lot of dirt to just clean rock. Rock-ish. Oh, if I back it off a little, seeing a little bit of shudder from the back now. It is a minuscule drop here. It was mostly just about getting the tires clear, and because we don't have to worry about things like is there a bead out? Yes, amazingly, passenger rear, I've shucked a bead a little. So, was that's probably the tire that I mounted on video. That would explain a lot of things. So that little bit of loss of traction there, we can chalk up to the fact that the tire is kind of over bagging. This is a tire that did exactly the same in wet as it did in dry. And that has not changed. Yeah, you can see, yeah, the passenger rear looks weird. Start mid-hill. Yeah, if you can go over the beam in the wet, you're doing it right. How about secondary? A little too firm for this before. We'll check the shuttle performance, wet versus dry. I cut back here, I went right there. That's a photocopy of the line that we went up before. I also noticed that the front was a little floppy, like we were getting a front tire, getting a little, like looking like it had adjustable camber. One of the kingpin screws has almost fallen out. So, Baseline here had a spa day recently, but he works hard. And we've got some stuff to take care of. I've got to remount that wheel. I've got to go through and check all his nuts and bolts. And this shoehorns perfectly into the usual discussion of when we quick view or junk view something. If I'm not talking about the thing has done really well because we're focusing on other things. We're not trying to find traction. We're not trying to find stability or positionability. This tire with that insert is okay. So we're going to go with the 0.7. 0.7 increase. This tire was a 95.7. It's now in that configuration with that insert. It's a 96.4. The scale only goes to 99. Do I think that this will translate to other tires? I have no idea. Do I want to take those out and put them in other tires? Partially yes, partially no. Because what we have there is really, really, really very good. Someone out there is thinking, and they have made an insert that precisely complements a tire. I don't think it's not a coincidence that the Injora Pro Comp and the Injora Silicon work that well together. And again, it is sub $50 for the tires and the inserts, which is, that's up there. That's right up there. You know, it is Takeoff, Canyon Trails, and Canyon Customs with less work. Now, there are other factors, certainly. This is probably not an all-out trail tire. So it's not replacing a whole bunch of things. It says Pro Comp on the side. So the applications are a little bit more limited than pretty much any other tire. But in terms of, and a thing that we review here fairly consistently is performance per dollar, and man, are you up there? Because ordinarily, for a good set of 3D printed inserts, unless you're doing it yourself, and if you do it yourself and you start getting into cost-benefit analysis after you've bought a printer and then on and filament and on and on and on and on, you're going to have to print a lot of sets to catch up to the cost-benefit analysis of a set of Injora Silicons at $21, right? $5 an insert, $5 and $5.25 per insert is really, really cheap. Canyon Customs actually cost a little more than that unless you're making a bunch of sets. 3D printing is going to cost more than that unless you're printing a bunch of sets. Buying a la carte off the shelf, nothing is nothing. There's nothing that's close to this. Luckily, the tire size is kind of unique to itself. So the tire and insert, the fake KLRs, if you have those, I strongly recommend you get a set of these inserts because those tires are finicky. More finicky than the Pro Comps because I think the Pro Comp compound is a bit softer, smaller lug. There's a lot less reliant on the insert. It's a 90, what did I say? 96.4? That's strong. Now, in the spirit of the Quickview, how this does in a canyon trail or a tusk or anything else like that, I don't know. If there's enough interest, we'll find out. But for now, view these as a couple. The Injora Pro Comp or alternately the Injora KLR, the fake KLR, the Injora Mud Terrain or whatever they're calling it, and the Injora Silicon together. A marriage is a 96.4. Really, really good. And, I mean, I tested Power Hobby Jetco grabbers at like $32 a pair. So $64 for those. And they kind of worked a bit better with some tweaking. But you're talking $64 and what you're looking at is less than $50. Dollars per performance, man. Injora Silicon. In this configuration, Canyon certified. I can't speak for anything else yet. Odds are we'll get to that later. So I've run out of things to say about it. I do invite you to comment below with any questions, comments, concerns. Thanks to anyone and everyone who suggested these to me, whether I responded to you or not. I got so many, guys. So many. I'm not used to that many communiques. I'm just a dude in a shed or a dude in his yard. It was a lot. So thank you for anyone who suggested them. I ordered them straight from Injora in China. Hopefully they're going to show up on Amazon, like to where you can buy them on Prime. And so long as they stay under $30 a set on Amazon, I'd be like, yeah. Otherwise, wait the 10 days, 2 weeks or so. Just order them from China at $21 a pair, you know. At $21 a pair, they can't be beat. Oh, yeah. Like, subscribe, consider channel membership. Pick yourself up a Crawler Canyon t-shirt over at Cafe Press. I theoretically make $2. We'll be back again soon with other quick views, junk views. It came from the workbenches, whatever we might be doing. We look forward to seeing you in the next one. And in between now and when we meet again, please one and all do your very best. Have a good one, everybody. We will catch you next time. Baseline is going to head back in and take a little nap. And you know what? I might do the same.